Hey everybody, I am Heidzalyn with Music Strategy Live, here with my co-host Swearwords. What's going on?
What's up, Heidi? Same old here.
Awesome. So we've got a very special episode today. We're going to dive deep and we're going to talk about the ways that we self-sabotage. I feel like out of all of the obstacles that we have as musicians or music industry professionals, it's really what's going on up here that is the biggest hurdle. So we have some really awesome tools to share with you today. But first, we got to talk about all the cool stuff that's going on in the next couple of weeks. Ooh. Mike, we've got a little bit of a vacation coming up. How you feel about that?
Pretty good. I'll miss it a little bit, but it's for a good reason.
So you all will not so much notice that we're gone because I've planned ahead. There is so much stuff for us to talk about, so we couldn't just, take a couple weeks off. So, why is this vacation? I guess it's not completely a vacation for me. It's going to be a working vacation. But Pharmapalooza is coming up on June 9th and 10th. And my band Mast is playing for the first time since 2016 at that show. And Austin Entertainment Management is a sponsor of this event. And so what we did is we had a conversation with all of the bands except for two. I have 2 weeks left, 2 Fridays before this event. And there were only 2 that were so busy that I couldn't quite catch up with them. And I'm hoping maybe after Pharmapalooza, I'll still be able to catch up with those bands so that you can find out more about who they are. But since I do not have a band for this Friday at 6 p.m., we're featuring one of our Austin Entertainment Management mastermind members, Joanna Tress. And it's perfect timing to feature Joanna because on June 1st, from 7 to 9, she's going to be having an online event. And so on Friday, she's going to tell you all about it. You're going to get to know Joanna a little bit better. Feel some of Joanna's awesome energy. And then she's going to tell you how you can attend that event next Thursday. So that's going to be our interview this Friday. Also, since I was not doing an interview this week, I was able to do some work on the website. And so we are featuring some of our experts, and I've got some interviews done. Now, at the beginning of May, we had Jeff Glauser on the show, and he was telling us some great tips for marketing that were easy to get started on. So if you go to our website, and I'm having Swearwords put that in the chat for me.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the replay of that. We're featuring Jeff and Brandscribed right now on our website. And before Jeff, we were featuring the Will Fairy. So once those go off of the website, you can see the entire library within our Accountable to Music Facebook group. So if you had missed these, you could check it out there. You also can see the entire library on our YouTube channel. So our Facebook group not only is going to have these guides where all of our experts are going to be not only sharing an educational message with you, a process of something that you can do, but there's also going to be an invitation there for you to have a conversation with them. And you don't have to be scared. You can have a conversation with them and don't worry that you're going to be sold on something right away. That isn't what this is about. Sometimes it's about gathering information for the next step. So don't be afraid to reach out to these experts. There's a reason why they're hanging out with us. And so you'll be able to access them by joining our Accountable to Music group on Facebook. Plus, every day there's some prompts. And we have the online group kind of like a mastermind, like we do every week in person with our invited group. But this is the virtual version. So at the beginning of the week, you can share with us what you want to get done by the end of the week. If there's something that's got you stuck, you can go on there and ask for referrals. You can ask for help. If you want to promote something or you want to ask a question of the community and get some feedback, you can book an interview with us and we will feature you in the group so you can get some feedback. So join the group. It's new, but it's going to be super cool.
Mm-hmm. Cool as hell.
Did you go and put your stuff in there this week?
Not yet,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm going to. Totally going to.
Last week I was supposed to keep you accountable to songwriting, so it went pretty well, didn't it?
It did, yeah. And honestly, that's why the accountable to music page is really awesome, because like even if you were slacking off and you're just scrolling on Facebook and then you see that questions like, what do you accomplish this week? And you're like, damn, all right, I gotta get to work. Like that's how it feels. And that's why it's so awesome, because it really keeps you on your toes.
Especially if you're a Facebook scroller, is what it sounds like to me. So cool. I think that pretty much covers the weekly announcements. Oh yeah, I guess I was talking about our vacation. I haven't covered that yet. So next week, instead of us being, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. It's difficult. Next week, we're going to be talking a lot about Pharmapalooza. It's going to be right before I leave, the day before I leave to fly back to Wisconsin. So we're going to be talking about preparing for a show after not having a show for a long time. And the week after that, we won't be live, but we will be streaming an interview with the promoter of Pharmapalooza, Jason Mansavage. And so you don't want to miss that interview. It's going to get you ready and pumped for Pharmapalooza. And to complete our Wisconsin interview series, the Wednesday after Pharmapalooza, which is the day I return back home, we're going to be streaming an interview with one of our new partners, Scout Wisconsin Music. So this is a really cool website that I want to make sure that you all have a chance to check out. So it's going to be a really awesome interview. And that's what's coming up over the next couple weeks. So you're ready to get into finding out what's been sabotaging you all of this time?
Oh yeah. I'm ready to dive in.
Okay. So I'm going to start with telling a little bit more about my story and how I ended up as a coach. In my 20s, I was learning a lot about the music industry, what I needed to do to get my music out there, what I needed to do to book shows. And there was a lot of things that I had learned about that I knew I should be doing, but I wasn't doing it. I had all this great insight, but I wasn't doing this stuff. And I was trying to figure out, well, what the heck? Because I keep saying that I want this so badly, but I'm not actually like doing it. And I wanted to blame other stuff that was going on in my life at the time. And I did for a very long time. And because of that, no real progress was made. So I just stayed stuck. I think this was by far my biggest hurdle when it came to me working in the music industry. I realized that I was self-sabotaging myself, but I didn't really know how to fix it. And it was around the age of 27 that I found a life coach for the first time, and really kind of gave me some direction to like how we think about things and how that gets you to act on things. And through that coaching, I developed a game for myself. Basically, I wanted to make sure that I did my least effort on a certain number of things. And then each day I would just see if I could get more and more points. So as long as I played this game with myself, which sometimes, you know, if you don't have somebody to hold you accountable, you just stop doing things. I mean, it's just me, no one's watching. And you think that's fine. You know, I'm too busy with this over here to possibly do all this other stuff over here. I'm just really busy. Oh, I got to work extra hours. Like, I'm too tired, just not going to do it. But this goes on for long enough that the pushing off the important things becomes a habit. Those important things always end up at the end of the list. So when I'm exhausted, like, that's what's left. And what kept falling on that list was the stuff that I wanted to be working on for my music business. So when I would come to the realization that, oh, look, I'm not getting stuff done again, I would realize that it's been a month or so since I've been playing my little game with myself. Now, in 2020, when I decided I was going to become a coach, I was trying to figure out what could I do to get people to act, because I realized that many people struggle with the same problem I have, which is you get this really great information. You just watched this awesome YouTuber. You just read this great book, and you're going to do all of this stuff. And maybe you do it for a little bit of time, but then you don't follow through long enough to get the results that you were looking for. Have you experienced this kind of thing, Mike?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it's like more common than we care to acknowledge, because that applies to like even more than just like our music journey in life. It's like if you're trying to be healthy and you're trying to like lose weight and stuff like that, there might be times where you do it for a day and it feels good, but then the next day your saboteurs come flowing in again, and it's like, I don't want to move. I don't want to get out of bed early. I don't feel like I have enough energy. I need to take a nap or whatever. So it's just like that, where this is like a consistent in our lives so much. So even by taking this and learning what it does with the music and stuff like that, you can apply it to any other point. But yeah, I feel like this is something that not only I go through, but so many of us go through and may not even acknowledge it. But it's almost like a daily occurrence. It's a fight every day.
Yeah, and that's how I felt. So when I started coaching, I was like, how can I overcome this feeling, this problem that I don't have time for the things that I want to do? And I started with my game idea. And I developed the game. I called it Achieve Bit. It was in beta testing for 2 years. It had awesome results. Except I knew there was one piece that was missing. And that's having a method to overcome those voices that tell you that you don't feel like doing it right now. Those voices that tell you that you're not going to get something anyway, so why are you even trying? Those voices that just stop you from doing the things that you want. And at the beginning of January this year, I was accepted into a coach's grant program through Positive Intelligence. What I loved about this program is that everything was simplified down to the smallest, easiest concept. And then the process to carry it out and get the results that you want are as simple as doing something for 15 minutes per day, which is what my accountability game is all about. You can do all of this stuff in just 5 to 15 minutes per day. And Dr. Shahzad does a lot of gamifying with this process. So after I went through an 8-week program with him, I knew that this was the piece that I was missing to have the most impact in my own life and my success, and be able to help other musicians who want to have financial security in the music industry with a method to live life the way that you want to. So I invited Mike because Mike is also a coach, and I invited him into the grant program, and you're almost done with that now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much is left. I'm just kind of like going with the flow of it. So, but yeah, I'm pretty deep into it now.
And being this far into the program, you're not done with it yet. What has been your experience so far?
Nothing but positive. It's been a lot of eye-opening information that helps you kind of determine where not only are you like losing your time, losing your motivation, but where you're losing yourself completely. Because that's honestly what you're understanding these saboteurs do. They take more than just like your time and energy away. They take your desire and your entire life away if you just keep going towards that negative side of things. So like for me, it's like helping me highlight more of my sage, and allowing me to take my situations during the day and then like use my sage to combat my saboteurs. And even though like I've been doing it a few weeks now, like it's definitely a process. It's something that you have to keep doing. It's not gonna, like, your mentality won't change overnight, but the more that you do this, like Dr. Shahzad talks about, it's that mental muscle. So you want to keep building it up. So the more that you keep combating these saboteurs and you move towards your sages, the more that you actually don't have to fight as hard. Then, you know, in a couple of weeks, after consistently handling situations from your sage, then your sage will automatically be your go-to, and it'll be more difficult. Those saboteurs will start fading more and more and more, and you'll be able to just live from the sage perspective. So like as more time goes on, there are certain situations in my life where it's like, okay, well now this is a lot more sage than it's ever been. And then there's other situations where it's a consistent fight. So it's just really empowering because it feels like you get to take your power back from the things that you didn't realize you were losing it to. So I love it so far. I recommend it to anyone.
And that is exactly what we're doing here today. We want all of you to find out what your top saboteurs are and find out what that's been costing you in your life, and find out more about what Mike's talking about with the sage. Who is the sage and how does that help you against your saboteurs. And you mentioned another very important thing, that for a long time, I thought that these limiting beliefs, which are really the voices of your saboteurs, I thought that I could just expel them completely from my life. But what I've discovered through this program is it doesn't work like that. It's a part of you, it doesn't go away. And so just like you have to physically work out to keep your muscle mass and grow more muscle, in your mind, there's always this battle going on. So if you're going to win the battle of positive versus negative, you'll need to build up that mental muscle over time, every day. And if you stop, you'll go back to those negative tendencies.
Mhm.
So, what is super cool, and the reason why I decided that I would become a coach with positive intelligence, is because Dr. Shazad made this super cool app, like super cool. And it connects everybody in the world who has gone through this training about mental fitness. So you get the support from other people that have been in the program. You get a pod to keep you accountable. So a closer knit group of people that you can really talk to about some of the breakthroughs that you're going to have once you start identifying your saboteurs and calling them out when you see them show up in your life. And this app is going to send you reminders so that you do your 15-minute of exercise every day, which is great. You know that you're busy. And to add something else into your life, just thinking about it makes you a little overwhelmed. But I'm telling you that you are going to find more time for the things that you enjoy. You're going to enjoy your day overall. You're going to find that you communicate better in your relationships, can deepen your relationships, and your performance is going to increase by practicing mental fitness for 15 minutes. Not even perfectly, not even every day, but if you just focus and try and do it, even if you just do it for 5 minutes one day or skip the weekend and then you're back at it on Monday, you're still going to see some really great results. So my offer to all of you that are seeing this right now, and let's see, Mike, you put that?
I got it right here loaded up.
Okay. Go ahead and put that link in the chat to my offer. That's at heidzalyn.com/happy. I really call this the 15 minutes to happiness habit, because when you start practicing mental fitness, you're going to be able to figure out how to enjoy even something as not fun as doing the dishes and start really finding true happiness. And I think for us as musicians, we are told that the music industry is rough and hard, and that's not completely a lie. But if you really think about what it is that you want to be spending time on in your life, you really can creatively come up with something that's going to help you find financial security in the music industry while you're living the life that you want to live.
Yeah,
So
true.
take the offer. The first lesson is a really fun quiz. So don't overthink it. Go in there and learn a little bit more about saboteurs. Find out which ones are your favorite saboteurs, the ones that really have your ear.
Yes. Yeah, because this isn't boring stuff. This is, it's actually fun and it's so informative. You get to learn about yourself and it's spot on. You answer these questions, like you're gonna understand, like, oh my God, I've been doing this for a while and I have not even realized that there was a name for it. Like, go take this quiz, invest in yourself. I'm telling you, you will not be let down and it won't be boring. These 15 minutes a day, whatever, you might end up doing 30 because it's that worth it.
So, didn't you tell me you had your whole family take the quiz?
Yes. Yes, because it was that exciting. I took the quiz and I was like, oh, like this is all the things that I give my energy to, and, or should I say, take my energy from me. And I had no idea that I can classify it like this, that I can sit there and pinpoint and say, oh, this is the foundation of why I run away from my situations, or this is the foundation of why I'm trying to control so many things in my life. And being able to understand that and just be real with yourself for a second, like that means so much. Because if you take it seriously, and you answer honestly, like, you're going to learn a lot about yourself that you didn't know, and it's going to be helpful to understand how you can now take these things that are limiting you and how to free yourself. There's nothing better than that feeling.
And this is the gift that I want to give to you for you to find out more about positive intelligence and Dr. Shazad's research. This is even scientifically based. This isn't just like some, crazy woo-woo stuff. This actually has some base in science. And you can find out more about that from Dr. Shazad's book, Positive Intelligence. But when you go into my offer, I'm going to take you through a 2-hour workshop that explains everything about your saboteurs and the stage and the powers that you have to fight that battle that's going on inside your head so that you can increase your performance, well-being, and relationships. And if you're like, I don't have time for 2 hours, I've also broken apart the whole thing into little 10 to 15-minute segments so that you don't have to stop and get lost. You can just watch them in little bite-sized pieces. So, like everything that I say, you can do it in 15 minutes per day. It's okay. You're going to get a good habit started from just doing this offer. And for the people that make it all the way to the end of the workshop, there is a very special surprise and offer. So I will just leave that there.
Exciting.
Even if you just take the quiz and find out who your saboteurs are, going forward, after all of this great excitement is over with Pharmapalooza, we are going to be diving deeper into more about mental fitness, your saboteurs, the stage powers, and all of these things. So even if you're just going to sit and listen to us, give you some more insight and talk about this, you'll be able to know which one of these saboteurs you really want to learn about, because they're the top ones that have been hijacking. All right. Well, don't forget, Friday we're going to hear from Joanna Tress. We're going to hear all about her event next week. And we will see you back here for Music Strategy Live next Wednesday.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.